to another episode of the Fanzone Podcast. Your home for all things Bolton Wanderers, up the Trotters, the Northwest's #1 podcast.
Good evening,
Oi.
and welcome to episode 70, and believe it or not, the final preview show of this EFL League One season. As always, we are sponsored by Loving My Socials, helping businesses with all their social media marketing and graphic design needs. So yeah, excuse my squeaky chair. It's been a long season. If you want to find out more about what Leanne does at Loving My Socials, head over to www.thefanzonepod.co.uk, where you can find information about Loving My Socials and all our sponsors. So, I've been racking my brains and I've been thinking Nappers, Kong, Sutton, Haynes, the League One legends that we've met this season. And I honestly, I can't think of a better way to round the season off than getting on. Honestly, just looking at him makes me smile. Who does he support? Ladies and gentlemen, I give you, Ben's on mute, I give you Matt Farley, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Really?
Hello.
Legend.
Go on there, Stevenage. Look at that beautiful badge. Mwah.
Oh, look at that. So, if you want to know what it feels like to be enthusiastic about your football team, because I tell you what, it feels like a long time since we've been that way. Case in point, Mr. Farley, he loves it. He
doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, boys.
You're getting some love already. Leslie, love. Oh, God. Jake Tong, can you ask Mr. Farley when he's paying up for me, please? Gorgeous.
All I'm going to say to Jake is he's going to have to speak to the Stevenage Football Club financial advisory team for the bet. It's got nothing to do with me. I know that the Stevenage Football Club podcast financial advisory team is run by Mr. Andrew Blair. Nothing to do with me. Oh, that lies with Andrew Blair. Sorry, Jake.
Well, you've got a name, Jakey, so off you pop. Give Andrew Blair a bell. Stevenage Town FC, Lamex Stadium, Stevenage. You'll be right. We're also joined by our traveller friend, Mr. McWaver. You well?
Good evening. I am well. And it's a very nice evening as well. It's
Beautiful,
you can see through my curtain the sun's out.
Yeah.
It's not often we get that on a preview show. So
Look at that.
yeah, I know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
David
lovely.
said that Matt jinxed us by tipping us promotion, so it's Matt's fault.
do you know what, guys? I'm just gutted for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember. Right.
Yeah.
Actually, can I just throw in there? It's really nice to come on here, not in the car or in.
I was going to say, I think this is the first time we've seen you actually at home. Yeah.
It's like a pinch me moment.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on a second, what am I doing at home on the MacBook? There you go. But I remember I was going to New York. We played you the next day, and I was going, it'll be great to come back on the end of the season. You boys will be like pretty much promoted. We'll be safe. So maybe I've jinxed that one. Maybe, yeah.
It's it's been a crazy season, really, hasn't it? All around.
Yeah.
Weird one. I think the only predictables have happened in the sense that obviously the top two who have gone up automatically. But the rest of it, it's just been a bit of a madness. Us, Peterborough, Barnsley, a few others that have really sort of flattered to deliver. Rotherham, big hopes for them pre-season with all the transfer activity and Evans going for it, and it's just been a weird one. But on that, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to go into our first segment, which is the season so far. which feels a bit weird because the season so far is about to end on Saturday. 3 o'clock at the Tough Sheet Community Stadium, Bolton take on Stevenage FC. In the opposite fixture at the Lamex back in October, it was a 4-1 Bolton win. If I remember rightly, we scored 2 goals in very quick succession. I think it was Santos and McAtee got 2 in 3 minutes, and it set the tone for a pretty comfortable win. But let's not read too much into that. Matt, talk to us. You've had a great season, better than you expected. Your social media tells us that. You're absolutely buzzing about it. I'll shut up. Talk to us, mate. How's it been?
Yeah, it's been a mental season, isn't it? And do you know what's quite weird? I've been thinking this week when I've been driving to work and doing my runs, and I just can't believe how quick it's gone. Because I remember the start of the build up to this campaign, and for us it was like our biggest one because Alex Ravel was manager, a new era. We kept the bulk of the squad, but we knew we had to improve it because the league had got better. So for us, I remember all of that early stuff, going to Jersey, pre-season tour, start of the season. It's just flown by. But what a season it's been for us. It's 14th place at the minute with 56 points. Safe by 13 points, 15 wins, 11 draws, 17 clean sheets. I mean, these are things that if you would have offered to me at the start of the season, I would have bitten your old body off for it, boys. Honestly, I really would have given the lead. I don't even know if that's a phrase, by the way. Bite your whole body off. I know it's hard. But
you make it.
And yeah, I would have been so proud of that. And I am so proud of what we've done this season. It's been an incredibly tough division with the amount of big clubs in it, a lot of money. When you look at Birmingham spending millions on one player, and it's just absurd. So to be in the position we're in with a possibility of finishing 12th, I'm really proud. There's been a lot of excellent performances throughout the season. It's been an excellent effort from our lads. And do you know what as well? We met a lot of the squad at the Player Awards on the game on Sunday when we drew 1-1 with Rotherham. And they were all really disappointed that we hadn't finished better. And do you know what? As proud as I am of what we've done, we've stayed up. That was the main goal this season, because next season and the season after I reckon, potentially massive seasons for us if we get better. I actually think the squad we've got probably could have done better as well, potentially. And although we're 14th and it's a brilliant season for us, we've only scored 41 goals. And if we'd have scored more, I think we'd have been top 10 potentially. But look, a magnificent season again. We've achieved a lot this season, and do you know what? We've had an injury crisis ourselves as well. We've had to play in a season where we've missed some of the biggest, most influential players in our squad. We've missed loads for 4 to 5 months. We've had to come through that. I'm really proud of it, and I just love our squad so much. It's my favourite one, and I'm really proud of the group.
So a name that stood out this season for Stevenage, and ironically, he scored his first goal for you against us in the reverse, is a certain Dan Kemp. He's had a bit of a season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been great. Do you know what? He actually used to play for us going into the COVID year. We had him on loan from West Ham. So we've known Kempy before, but obviously he's never actually, signed for us and played for us. When we signed him in the summer, I think we looked at him as a player that had League One ability. Like, he could come up to the level and do really well. And I actually thought that was one of our best signings of the summer. And he's done just that. It took him a couple of months, I think, to fully adapt to the level. But he scored against you lot. He's got 10 goals. He's our top goal scorer. He's had a brilliant season. The way that he plays in that 10 role, he creates in pockets of space. His performances have been brilliant. You want to go and watch a proper Dan Kemp performance this season. Go and watch how he played against Wrexham away when we won, and Barnsley away when we won. He was brilliant those days. Scored in both games. Scored the winner at Barnsley. He's had a magnificent season, and he's certainly one that I'd love to keep for next season. He's in contract. I think he will stay as well. It seems like he's kind of found a bit of a home with us, and I think he loves the manager, Alex Ravel. He likes the system that we play. But yeah, look, he's been integral. I mean, if you take away his goals, I think we're like fourth bottom, probably going into the final day and needing a win against yourself to stay up. So, he's won us a lot of points, Kempy, and he's won all the player awards pretty much, and deservedly. He's had a magnificent season.
Excellent. Obviously, he's the one that's been sort of prominent to all the neutrals in League One. Has there been anybody else who stood out for you this season?
Yeah, there's been a few. And do you mean in our squad, or the division?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, there's been a few. It hasn't just been Dan Kemp. Dan Phillips, who was a new signing in the summer, who came from St Johnstone. He's had a brilliant season. Just brilliant. And do you know what? If you haven't seen him yet, have a look at him on Saturday if you go to the game. He's huge.
Massive, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, my God. He's the biggest footballer other than Akin Fenwa, maybe.
Really?
He is massive. He's wham. I got a pitch with him on the at the player awards. And I was like, what is your gym routine?
I don't know if you remember, Chris. He played for Gillingham, I think 3 seasons ago now, when we went there and won 3-0. Played really well, and he either got sent off or he got a yellow and made about 6 fouls. I remember him being a massive unit, in midfield.
Let me find him. Oh yeah. I'm looking at you picks at the player awards here.
He's massive, and that picture doesn't do it justice. But he's been brilliant. He's an aggressive player, but he's a fantastic footballer, and he can get on the ball. He's got quick feet. He can move the ball quickly. He wins it back. He's certainly been, I'd say, in our top 5 players. I'd put Luther Wilding in there at right back, who's become the appearance holder for us in the EFL over the last few weeks. I actually think, and I will go out on my shield saying this, I think Luther's in the top 5 best right backs in League One. I think Luther is unbelievable, and there's no doubt that he'll be playing Championship football in the next couple of years. I think that's been spoken about, and he's had a real solid season, and has had an injury as well where he's had to come back. He's one of the players that we missed for a couple of months with an injury. You look further afield, Cole Pidgeani's had another solid season, just every season, Mr. Consistent. He's got 3 goals, probably could have a couple more. He's just wins everything in the air, Pidge. Another brilliant season. And I'd actually say another one to throw in there is actually the lone goalkeeper we've got, Murphy Cooper, who won't be playing against yourselves on Saturday because he's, again, another injury. He's coming on loan from QPR because Tashby Hammond broke his finger at the start of the season and we needed a goalkeeper. And he's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's got 17 clean sheets in League One, or 16, including Tay's got the other. So, yeah, I would say those have been the standouts for us this season. But I just love them. I'm so proud of them. Honestly, I love this squad, boys. And I love the manager. Alex Ravel is the nicest guy I've ever met. Honestly, big things. Keep your eye on our team and Revs next season. I'd say I love the bloke. I love him.
Yeah, from what I've seen from your fans, there's not a manager in the EFL, I don't think, that their fans want the best for him as much as there is with Stevenage and Alex Ravel. Everyone seems to love him, and he's back into the hilt. He's just I love the bloke to bits, and he's got such a great story of us, right, boys? Because he played for us at the end of his career. He retired. He then came back from retirement once because we were just rubbish, quite frankly. And he played up front when he was like 33 or 34, something like that. And then he retired again. And then he coached in the academy. He was made manager during COVID because, again, we were useless and we thought we were going to go down and no one else would do the job. He did it. And then he kept us up, did well in COVID, and then resigned the season that Evans took over because we weren't having a great season. So his journey's been great. So for him to be manager again, and he says that he's learned under Steve and he's ready, and Steve has said that he's ready to go and do it now. We just want the best for him. And I'm so proud of what he's achieved this season, to build this squad, to have the identity that he's built with his squad, to get the results he has and the performances, to have us in the table where we are is brilliant. So, yeah, I just want the best for him, Yeah, it's nice to see, because so many times, obviously, when a manager's had a previous stint, a young manager with not a load of experience, it's quite often say they don't get off to the best start. It's so often you see fans turning on managers pretty quickly and thinking, what have we done with cheaps out here? We've got the cheap option. We've got someone, look, he's come here before, he's not done well. But it seems to be the opposite with Stevenage fans. Everyone's properly behind him, and it's nice to see. He's had a good first season. I think so. I mean,
Solid, isn't it?
seems to be that you think so as well. What would you rate your season out of 10 then? Considering, as you said, I mean, I think a few people would have had you down to struggle a lot more, especially after sort of the collapse towards the end of last season, and with obviously Big Steve Evans going.
Yeah.
But then, as you said, you think that you're saying your squad thinks they could have done better this season. Or out of 10, what would you say?
Great question. Yeah, I think as well, to go along with your point, actually, Ben, was I think a lot of people underestimated the squad at the start of the season. I think a lot of people looked at us and said, oh, Alex Ravel manager, it's not Evans, they'll go down or struggle. But actually, not a lot of people did their homework on our squad. The signings we made in the summer were brilliant. I mean, Dan Kent, Charlie Good, Dan Phillips. I mean, these players are well good enough for the level. When you look at Charlie Good, for example, the bloke played Premier League football 3 years ago. So, when you actually look at the signings we made and the bolt we kept, I got to be honest, I thought it was a no-brainer we'd be safe. I remember actually saying on our podcast, and it's quite cliche to say, I don't actually think with this squad, Alex Ravel needed to be brilliant. I just think it needed a bit of continuity, set up the right way, and I think the squad would just get results like they've done. Revs has done brilliant as well. But no, to go back to your question, to rate it, I give us a solid 8.5, I think. I think an 8.5 for us is really solid. And again, when you look at it, we probably should have done better, really. I know that we've had injuries, and I know that there's been injuries to players in the final third where we've struggled a little bit. But if we'd have improved the goal output, we'd be top 10 right now. So I think, and the players admitted that when we met them last week. I mean, Dan Sweeney, right? The Sween dog, love him. He's invited to my stag do. He's coming. We called him Stag Do Sweens. I love him. Absolutely. He scored the equaliser on Sunday. But nevertheless, I went over to him and I said to Sweens, have you enjoyed it this season? What have you made of it? And he, to God's and this is Dan Sweeney, to be fair, in a nutshell, but he just looked at me, nah, I'm not happy. Yeah, rubbish. And we were like, well, you ain't enjoyed it? No, we should be top 7. It's just not acceptable.
Whoa.
We're like,
wow.
Okay, Sweens, all right, no worries, pal. Thank you. So give him an high five. But that's kind of the mindset of the team. They're not happy they're 14th. They thought they'd be up the top.
Good to hear, isn't it? Yeah.
In the playoffs. Yeah. And it again, I know I'm an excited fan anyway, but it makes me really excited for next season, because it's like, in Alex Ravel's mind, it's like, we've done brilliantly, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And next season, we want to build a squad that's going to be in the top 7. Like, that's the mindset. So it makes me excited as a Stevenage fan. Who knows? It could all go to, rubbish, and we're 24th in December. That's the feeling.
I dread to think what we're going to do with you if you get in the playoffs. I think you might explode.
Yeah,
hang on.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
This time next season, are we going to be having a playoff pod here, are we? No, stop it.
Clip it.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
At the tough sheet in leg number 2.
Oh,
no. But it would be leg number 2, wouldn't it? We'd have to come to yours, I think, in the second.
Yeah, well, still. Hey, stranger things have happened. I tell you what we should do, Ben. Given that was a really good question, actually. How would you rate this season out of 10? So Matt's gone for an 8.5 for Stevenage.
Yeah. God, I know what's coming.
Oh.
Ben, rate our season out of 10.
I mean, it's got to be. If we're saying 5 out of 10 is average, and average for us would probably be playoffs. It's got to be a 2, really, hasn't it? I think a 1-0 is getting towards like lower mid-table, getting a bit worried status. But
could you imagine if you got relegated? It'd be like a minus 10.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them. So we everybody's joining in now.
Yeah, get it down in the chat. Yeah.
See what you started. So in the chat, get your score out of 10. What do you rate this season for Bolton Wanderers?
I think I'll go 2.5.
DJ's gone 4 out of 10. David Green, 3 out of 10. Karen's gone for 4, which... What did you go, Ben? 3?
Said 2.5. Maybe I've been a bit harsh. Maybe the last few weeks has kind of made me feel a bit worse than the whole season, but a 1. There we go.
Robbie Rhino's gone 4 out of 10. Alex has gone for 3 out of 10. 2. Francis has already said 1.
Yeah.
Jake Tong, I thought your performance against us on Bank Holiday Monday was a solid 10 out of 10. It wasn't. It was a massive number 2. 3 out of 10, says Jordan. Such a knock. 3 out of 10. He's not killed because of the Atete signing. Quite possibly the worst footballer I've ever seen. And we're not calling plays out, but I've never seen anything like it in my life.
I don't know. I'm going to throw Zane Westbrook into the mix. If you've ever seen him play football,
Right.
I've never wanted to pick someone up by the scruff of the neck and throw him out the stadium in my life. 3 years ago.
I'm going to search his highlight reel because hopefully it might make me feel a little bit better, Matt. So,
although he's coming up with Doncaster, so I can't, give him too much slack. But
somebody, I think it was Abid who occasionally comes on the pod. He's very prominent on Bolton Twitter. He did a highlight reel for Keon Atete. If you've not seen it, I recommend you go and watch it. It is absolute cinema.
I think the highlight is doing him a very good disservice, really.
A low to medium light.
Yeah.
You have to send me it, boys.
It's shocking, mate. Honest to God. You've gone for 2.5. We've had 3s, we've had 1s, we've had 4s. I think I'll go for a 2. And I'm going to go for a 2 because of the appointment of Steven Schumacher. That's more than probably doubled the race.
I think if you'd have asked at the start of the season, what is the very sort of minimum expectation, you would say a chance of playoffs on the last day of the season, and we're 8 points off it, 7 points off it. So it's anything more than sort of a 4 really is
We didn't ask you, Jake, about Lincoln.
Of course, he's chimed in anyway. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 6 out of 10 for the tricky imps. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I think you're right, and it's been a damp squib of a season, and that's putting it mildly. Now, what we're going to do next, and I've already pre-warned Matt about this. We're going to talk about injuries. I'm going to play the mid-roll in a second, and Ben's going to jump into the Bolton one. So, Matt, if you want to sort of like fluff up your cushion a little bit and get comfortable, we're going to talk about the state of our team. Oh, mate, seriously, this is belting. You ready?
Yes, a couple of times this season we've said it might be a long one, but this definitely will be a long one because we are down to the bare bones. I mean, last week we were down to 10 senior players. We're up to 12 this week after George Johnson's returned after the birth of his baby. Congratulations,
Johnsons. Well done, George. This is George.
And Josh Akers-Colgan is back from his suspension after his 2 bookings towards the end of the Lincoln game, which were very stupid. Obviously, he served his ban last week, so he's back. So up to 12 senior players, but there is obviously still a long list of injuries we have. I say injuries in quotations because I think there's quite a few that ended the contracts and not to suggest anything, are probably thinking maybe it's best not to play another 90 minutes and risk an injury. So the list of absentees currently are Josh Sheehan, Owen Toll, Will Forrester, Victor Adebayo, Carlos Mendes-Gomez, Kyle Dempsey, Aaron Morley, Jordi Ese-Tutu, and Ricardo Santos. Oh, and of course, Keon Atete, who has been fit for a total, I think, of 4 minutes since he's joined in January.
He has played.
So, yeah, he has played
74 minutes.
Yeah,
in 17 games.
Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about the recruitment a bit over the last few pods about how it's not been good enough, and that is probably the biggest stinker we've had, isn't it? I mean, on the face of it, he was a player that has barely played a minute this season before he joined us, and had a bit of an injury stricken last season. He just needed a a mid-table club to go to, playing with no pressure, maybe Stevenage might have been the perfect place to go, where he can build up his fitness with no pressure, not expected to score, every week to get a team into the playoffs. But he's come to a club where that was the expectation, and he's not been able to get fit. So,
and it pause, doesn't it? It really does.
Whether you like it or not, and it's not to say that he is, but the perception is that he was the replacement for Dion Charles.
Yeah.
Given the timing of everything, the move to Huddersfield when he came in, and
he's our Didier Drogba, isn't he?
Yeah. According to Everett.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I warned you, mate. That's what we've got to play with on Saturday.
So the small silver linings is we've seen a couple of young players over the last couple of weeks, and a couple of them have impressed. Sam Inwood, who got our man of the match last week, and then obviously David Abimbola, who's started on, had a couple of sub appearances and looks a handy, useful striker up front. Yeah, you're saying Dan Phillips is big. Look at Abimbola on a Saturday, mate.
Really?
Sure, he'll get on the pitch.
Big guns. You should see the lad. Unreal.
Really, that big?
He's
19, is he? 19, and he's probably the strongest player in our squad. So I think that says more about our squad, to be honest. But
I think it's a good moment before we let Matt talk about the state of play with Stevenage on Saturday, is to obviously say congratulations to both the academy and the under-18 teams for both winning trophies this week. It's been a phenomenal season. Ladies with a double, academy double, under-18s.
It's been a phenomenal season for everyone apart from the main men's team, really, hasn't it? So,
correct.
Well done to everyone else.
Yeah,
and the groundsmen have been nominated for the groundsman team of the year, haven't they, in League One?
Yeah, well, they won it.
They've won it. Sorry, they've won it.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone inside the club apart from the players.
You'll never sing that. So, Matt, what's the state of play for your starting lineup this coming Saturday?
Yeah, it'll be pretty similar to what it's been the kind of last few weeks. I do feel your pain a little bit, boys, because we've had a lot of injuries as well this season. We've had, although they've been a lot better the past couple of months, but still, we've had it this season. I think that's why, another reason why I'm so proud of where we are in the division, because at the start of the season, we lost Dan Sweeney to an ACL or something wrong with his knee. Louis Apri did his groin, needed surgery, was out for 6 months. Charlie Goode broke his leg at Exeter, came back in January. We've missed Dan Phillips. We've had Luther getting a bad knee injury. Louis Thompson was out injured for a bit. Murphy Cooper's out injured now. Dan Kemp's out injured now. So I do feel your pain a little bit with injuries. We've had it too, unfortunately, this season. In terms of coming into Saturday, again, it will be pretty similar to what it's been the last couple of weeks. The only players that will be touch and go is I don't think Murphy Cooper will play. He's been out. Dan Kemp's picked up a knock the last couple of weeks, so I'm not sure Kemp will play in the last match. Pretty sure he didn't train today, so I don't think he will play. Other than those two, I think pretty much everybody else is fit and available. But we've had it with injuries as well. It's one of those things. And I always think with injuries, when you get 1, you get 2, you get 3, you get 4, you get 5. It's like they come down.
Seem to pile up pretty quickly, don't they?
Like London buses. But we've had it as well. We feel your pain a bit. But no, in terms of our squad, that's who will be available. And it'll just be those two that are missing pretty much.
Reasonable. Puts us to shame. So, with all that in mind, we're going to dive into everybody's favourite part of the show. What's the score? So, to the 75 or so in the chat at the minute, get your predictions in there, ladies and gentlemen, as to what you think we're going to see on Saturday. Right. I think it's only fair to start with our guests.
Yes, boys.
Yeah, I think you know what's coming here. Matt, what you reckoning? What you saying Saturday, mate?
Oh, my God. What am I saying?
Go on.
Look. It's a no-brainer. Anyone that knows me, knows I'm the most positive Stevenage Football Club fan in the world. Right? Everyone, especially because it's my favourite squad and manager. By the way, I love what Francis said, 5-1.
There it is.
If
That's
that ends up
Stevenage,
5-1, right? If we end up winning 5-1, I'll invite every Bolton fan to come out with me and my mates, and I'll buy the whole round for the rest of your drinks for the rest of the night if it ends up 5-1. That is incredible.
I've never wanted Bolton to lose a game 5-1 so much in my life.
Oh, completely, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? It's been really weird for us recently because we've had to play a lot of the top sides over the last couple of months. So if you have a look at our form, it's not like the greatest over the last 7 matches, but we've had to play Orient away, Stockport away, Wickham away, Birmingham at home. You know, we've had to play, you know, some really tough matches over the last kind of 3 to 4 weeks. And a lot of those games we've played really well in. And there's been some games like Birmingham at home last Thursday, like Reading away where we got a 1-1 draw, where we probably deserve better. We were brilliant, but we just, you know, lacked in that final third. And so no, look, it'll be a tough game, but I really fancy it. I've got to be honest, but I just, I don't want to come across like this. Like, I've had a look at your form recently and away from home. I just feel like our boys will just go and play with freedom and will enjoy themselves Saturday. We just come off the back of a 1-1 draw and scored literally at the death with Dan Sweeney. It was like one of the moments of the season. The team felt up and the supporters felt up on a bit of a high. And I just think Alex Ravel will really, really want to end this season with a win and get up to near 60 points pretty much. We'd be on 59. So that would be a great platform for real big season next season. So, what's it going to be? Have you got any strikers available? Have you got any? Are you strikers?
I've got loads of that. They're not very good.
What's your back line like at the minute with injuries?
Well, it's all right, actually.
Yeah, it'll be Farino and Inwood, won't it? Probably. So Farino has been pretty decent for the last month, and then Inwood will be second game.
It would be a typical us thing, right? To end this season on like a 0-0, right? Where it's like really boring. We've done that a lot, 0-0s, you know. But there's something telling me it's going to be an unbelievable game of football. I don't know why. Do you know what? Sod it. I'm going to go goals galore. Right? I'm going to go a 3-2 win. Ooh. Right? Yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go one better. We're going to be 2-0 down. We're going to nick one, nick another, and then big goal Reedy like he always does. With a big ball at the death, and you'll see Farley with a ball cap on and a League One tracksuit jumping on the pitch with a beer in hand everywhere. I'm going for it, boys. 3-2, why not?
This is going to be immense. Davy's gone. Bolton 0, Farley 3. This weird fellow who keeps popping up. This Tom. Bolton 8, Stevenage 0. Let's have a look. Jordan says the most surprising thing will be us scoring twice, which leads us into Karen, who said Bolton 2, Stevenage 1. David Jones has gone for a 2-0 Bolton. Ooh. Robbie the Rhino has gone 2-1 Bolton. Leslie has gone for a bore draw.
0-0.
Any more? Mickey has gone for 3-0 Bolton. Ben, what are you going for?
Look, it's my first home game in nearly 3.5 months now. My last one was Charlton at home, and we all know how that ended. Yeah, it's hopefully going to be a sunny day. Last game of the season, nothing to play for. It's got all the ingredients of a lovely day out, really. But we know
football.
we know how this squad have managed to ruin it, ruin that this season. But yeah, look, obviously not won in 5 games, have we? It's not been great. Yeah, Mr. Song, I did go travelling. I don't think I've mentioned it, actually. I'm going to go 2-1. Big Dave off the bench near the end.
Big Dave sounds like a bloke down the pub, doesn't he?
Dave Abin Bowler. Yeah.
Just shove Dave on.
That'd be the next. That's the next option.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Big Dave down the pub.
Yeah.
You know what? I I'm feeling what Ben's saying there. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's the last game of the season. The pitch is never going to look as green as it does on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty busy. There's going to be a lap of appreciation, not honour, appreciation. I'm going to go. Are you ready for this? I'm going to go Bolton 4-0 win.
Jesus.
And we're going to do a lap of honour after the lap of appreciation because we've got a positive goal difference.
Hey, there we go. Yes.
Love that. Love that.
I think the most surprising part about that would be the clean sheet because us and clean sheets just...
We're appalling.
Yeah.
Did you know, Mr. Farley, and I'm sure you do with your breadth and wealth of EFL League One knowledge, and well, just EFL knowledge, full stop, that you have conceded 20 goals less than us.
I know.
20.
Yeah, our defence it's something that's been really positive this year. I mean, up until about Feb, I think we were third or second in the defence ratio. It's just the last kind of few months where we've just lacked in the final third. And, and like everyone knows with football, your defence can be brilliant, but if you're still not scoring a lot of goals, you eventually start to let them in. But 20 goals fewer. Yeah, I know.
Phenomenal. So I think it's a measure of how good a season you've had and how very, very poor, no disrespect, how very, very poor that we've been this season. It's a joke. If we finish this season on a minus goal difference, people need to take account.
Well, if we concede on Saturday, we'll go into 70 goals conceded, won't we? So, which is mental for a team. Well, meant to be chasing promotion.
That's Mansfield territory.
Yeah. Do you think?
Will
there be a big crowd Saturday because it's the last game, or will people just go, "Oh no, I can't be bothered"?
I think there might be a fair few that find an excuse not to go.
Yeah,
because there's nothing to play for and bank holiday weekend and
I think the weather will play a part. That might keep a few going.
But in the same way, that might bring people. It's a nice day out. I don't know. I think it might probably be about average.
To be fair, I don't know exactly how many we're bringing. To be honest with you, I'll ask the ladies in the club shop tomorrow. I don't know how many we're bringing. A couple of hundred, few hundred. I don't know. Yeah.
Have you sorted your fancy dress out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me. I'm looking at. I can see it is. So, Scotty Cuthbert was a player for us, and now he's coach under Rebs. And he's done a brilliant job as well this season, Scotty. But Scotty always wears a black, it's like an Aztec type of print training top with our one in League One. And he's bald and he always has got white socks on and black Nike boots, right? So I was like, right, I need to buy the League One black Aztec looking top from the club shop, shorts, it's going to be a hot day. And I need a bald cap and a whistle and white socks and just trainers will do. So I've got the track, so I got it from the club shop on Sunday, and the ball cap I got from Amazon, and it arrived yesterday, and it is the most ridiculous thing you'll ever see in your life. However, I did say to my partner Amy, I said, "You better get used to this because this will be me in 5 years." So just get used to it, right?
There's nothing wrong with being bald, mate.
Nothing wrong with being bald. I said, "Look, get used to it, lovely, because you're going to be seeing a lot more of this over the next, however many years." But yeah, I've got it sorted. I'm really excited at some of the fancy dress that is happening. Like one of my best mates, Andy's coming as our assistant manager, Neil Bamfield, who's got grey hair, bit of a beer belly, stopwatch. So he's got, do you know what he's got? Like, how ridiculous is this, by the way? So to kind of, this is absurd, to bulge his stomach out a bit, he's bought this like inflatable waist thing, right? So he's going to put it on, and he's got this little pumper that goes,
no,
right? So pump it up, and then put the shirt on. So he's got the Bamfield figure. We've got what else have we got? There's someone dressing up as Spider-Man. There's someone going as I don't know, like the Honey Monster, the 118 Men. We've got someone's going as Alex Ravel. It's literally the lot. Like it's going to be, and we're going to go right down the front, so you cannot miss. We are going to be there because we want to get a picture with the squad and the management team. So we're going to be right down the front in our fancy dress.
David has asked, "Are you going to be a guest in the fan zone?" Well, funny you should say that, Dave, because there are plans afoot. Whether we can pull it off, I don't know, but we're going to try and get him in. Obviously, the fact that he'll be wearing a Stevenage tracksuit makes it a little bit challenging, but we're going to do our best to get him in there.
Shall I go topless? Shall I just whip the whole lot off and just?
You might as well. Yeah. You'd fit right in with our lot. So, yeah. Especially when the sun's out. There's some
hot days. See this white milk bottle of a body, like you know what I mean. Like,
it's going to be an absolute.
You won't be the only
one.
Many
beauties on Saturday, I'm sure. But yeah, we're going to try and get Matt in there, see what we can do. Last game of the season, couple of pinties and all that. But we're going to have to cut it short because we have actually overrun by 11 and a half minutes, and HR is going to be coming after me. So
it's the standard when Farley's on, isn't it? We all.
I'm sorry, boys.
Oh, no.
The quizzes. They go for 2 hours. So come on, we need to hurry this up now.
I was just going to say, I could sit here chatting to you all night, literally. It's the last pod of it's the last preview pod of the season.
Yeah.
Nobody really gives a shit, and it's you. And I just can't. As I say, I couldn't think of a better guest to have on the last one. Genuinely,
yeah.
Boys, honestly, no, honestly, like, thanks so much for having me on this season. Again, massive apologies for the car interviews and the hotel rooms. And it's been so nice to do it properly today. But no, look, thanks for having me on. It's
mate, it's the only positive of not going up this season, knowing that we're going to be doing more pods with you next season.
And again, I know that all of you guys are disappointed with your season. Do you know what? I think you lot are great. I think your football club's great. I think your fans are great. I think your stadium's great. And we will definitely see Bolton Wanderers back in the Championship eventually and up in those top leagues. It will happen.
Let's hope so.
When you've got fans as good as you guys are at Bolton Wanderers, it's just inevitable that you're only going to go up. So I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And when I say you're going to be in the Championship, we're going to be there with you. So we're just going to keep these pods going, and we'll be like, "How you getting on the Championship?" Yeah, we're 10th for the minute, you know. Going to West Ham next week, you know, as you do. But no, boys, thank you so much for having me on. I love coming on here, and I can't wait to come back on next season. It's going to be good,
and we can't wait to have you on, mate. Genuinely, you're an absolute superstar. Nothing more I can say about it other than that. The chat says it all. Great guy is Matt. Laughing faces. Everybody, honestly, you've cheered up our fan base, mate, because I tell you what, it's been rough the last few weeks. So thank you for that. Right, I'm going to have to draw the curtain down on this wonderful, wonderful presentation this evening. Ben, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Farley, absolute pleasure.
Anytime, boys. Thank you
so
so
much. Safe on Saturday. Hopefully we can get you in that fan zone. And to everybody out there, get to the ground on Saturday.
Yeah.
One last
time
game.
for a few months, innit? Why not? Lovely
have
day.
A few beers, enjoy the sun, and just have a laugh.
Even if you don't want to watch the game, just try and spot the random fancy dress in the away.
That's what I'm saying. Have a few beers, and any Bolton fans going, can you please try and get a picture of a bald Scott Cuthbert down the front and whack it on social media? If you see it and you see the baldy down the front with the black, get a picture, tag the Fanzone Pod on it, please. It'll be brilliant.
Got it. Right, there's your challenge. Get down there, camera, front row, bald cap. Not me. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining us. You're absolute legends, a lot of you. And we'll catch you Sunday for the last one. Good night.
Come on, you guys.